Alright, so today I'm going to make a video on how to tube feed puppies. We tube feed all of our puppies plasma when we first bring them home from the vet. This has to be done within the first 24 hours. This has to be done within the first 24 hours to make sure that it's absorbed properly and they can get the most benefits from it. And it has to be tube fed. If it is done after that time period, it has to be injected under their skin. We got some fresh frozen plasma here. It's been shipped in and been in the freezer the whole time. Been warmed up to body temperature because you don't want to put the puppies in the shock by giving them something that's too cold. So you got to make sure it warms up all the way. Each puppy will get around 3 to 4 milliliters because they're pretty big puppies. We will tube feed each puppy that amount and then do it again in about 12 hours. So they get in 2 doses within the first 24 hours. And shout out to Misty Barnes for sharing this knowledge with us. Definitely appreciate learning something new. A lot of times puppies, they have issues with fading puppy and that kind of thing, and this can prevent that. Can also prevent issues with canine herpes virus, which can be exposed. Any dog can be exposed to that at any point, even at the vet, anywhere they go. Nose-to-nose contact, sniffing the ground, anything. So this will help with all kinds of issues you might experience with losing puppies early on in life. And make sure you wear gloves when handling everything. Not because it can harm you, but you just want to make sure everything remains clean for the puppies. So you're not like introducing any kind of bacteria or anything to them. We're able to find a bigger syringe, so that way I can just put it all in one. And what I'll do is take the tube feeding, and use that to get it out of these syringes. You just put it on the tip there. And I'll get into how to measure everything later for like how far to put it down the puppy throat and everything. But this is just to get everything all in one syringe to make it easier to deal with it when it's time to give it to the puppies. And that's all of it. It's all in here. So now I'm going to go get the puppies and we'll start with the next step. So I got the puppies here. What I'm going to do is measure the length of its back, like to where it needs to go down to its stomach. So you take the puppy, you go from the tip of its nose down where you can feel where its like last rib cage is, the last bit there. So you'll take this tube and put it on the puppy, like from his nose down to its rib, and you'll measure it. So that's about where it's going to need to be. I'll take a Sharpie and mark where it is. So now I'll just grab a puppy, hold it with one hand, take the tube with the other hand. You're going to use your fingers on the one hand to hold his mouth open, and you're going to just slide it down. You just slide down and start swallowing it. You get to that mark, you take your finger and you kind of hold it in place, like in the roof of its mouth, so it can't slide forward or backwards. So then I'll do the amount I was going to do for each one, the 4 milliliters. It's not going to seem like a lot at all. There's going to be a little bit for each one. So that's done. And then you make sure you pinch it, the tube, before pulling it out of his mouth. And that's it. And you just do that for each one. It'll be fun keeping track of which ones are which. They're gonna scream. You're not hurting them. They don't like it. It's just not comfortable for them. But they'll be okay. Another Merle one. This literally looks really similar. They all have very similar colors and markings, and it's 6 females and 1 male. I got 5 of them in Merle, only 2 of them are not. And that's good that they're screaming, because then you know, like, you don't have it in their lungs or anything like that. You know you're in the right spot. Some people even say to like pinch them, you know, to hear them scream. It's useful for puppies to do this, you know, to make sure that they get a good start. And this is not just for doing plasma. You could do anything. Like you could do milk replacer, like if you're having one that's not eating right, one that's not gaining weight right, one that seems to be fading, or just to supplement your puppies. It's a lot easier than bottle feeding them. You have less of a risk of them like getting aspiration pneumonia, getting it down the wrong tube, all that kind of stuff when they're drinking the milk. But yeah, this is Black Pearl and Rorschach's litter. Like really nice patterns on all of them. But I mean, if anybody has any questions about how to do any of this, just leave a comment and I'll answer any of your questions about tube feeding or any kind of care for your puppies, just any kind of questions in general.